Today we're going to be doing something that I've been really excited about doing for quite a long time now, and that is taking linocut and printing on fabric. I'm going to be doing this for the very first time in this video here with you, so I don't know how it's going to come out yet. Hopefully it's going to go really well, but this video could be could be a disaster, but we'll see. I have a design ready. I've made my design. I am going to do a 3-layer print because I have no chill and can't help myself. I really like multi-layer prints better than I like single layer prints, and while it would be smarter to start with a single layer print, I'm just not doing that. The other thing that I have done to prepare for this is I have painted my linocut inks onto fabric to see how it would take, and I've washed one of them to see if they're going to be okay. Because I painted it on and that's thicker than printing, they weren't 100% dry. It takes some time. But there is only one color that has been problematic, and that is one of the reds. So this is the one I've washed, and this is the one that is as it was. And you'll see, hold it up like that so they're kind of the same. That red is fine, but the red below it has washed out on the one that I've washed. As always, I will be using Calico Safe Wash oil-based inks because we have demonstrated that they're going to be fine. I wouldn't probably wash the patch as much as you wash your underwear, but like for something that's going to go through a cold wash occasionally, it looks like all is good for that to go. Because this isn't paper and I don't have the risk of paper lifting away if I print multiple layers, I am going to try and print everything all in one day, which is not something I normally do, and I might go back on that and give it a rest, but that is my scheme. This linocut patch, all going well, is going to be my Patreon print for my pen pal level Patreon supporters. So if you would like to receive one of these prints in the mail, if by the end of this video I've done it and it looks good, sign up to my Patreon before the end of March and I will send you one in the post. So first things first, there's a few little designs on here. There's like a test one that isn't quite the one. This is for something else. So what I'm going to be printing is this guy here. This guy here. Okay, I am using my scrappiest scrap of lino that I can find. It's a little bit like discolored and like it's been kicking around for a while. I'll save my best lino for like better projects that I have a higher chance of working. The most important thing I want to make sure when I'm cutting out this lino is that the edge is square, because I'm going to be squaring it up using a jig, and that's how I'm going to register the print. So each piece that I'm cutting needs to have a really clear right angle. If you've watched my videos before, you will know that to transfer my prints I use baking paper because it works just like tracing paper, and I've made a tracing of the design. I'm going to then place that on my block, and I will rub on the back of it to transfer it on, and then I'm going to go over it using ballpoint pen, which I find is the best thing to make markings on lino, because there is a bit of a greasiness to it. So if you use like a felt tip style pen, it does tend to dry it out and not like keep running for very long. I've transferred my design, I've gone over it in pen to make it nice and bold so I can see it and it won't smudge around. Sorry, there's my dog's in the background being a little restless. I'm not going to go over all of my carving tools. I have a combination of different brand tools that are my favorites to use. I will link in the description my tools to a guide which goes over all of the tools and materials that I standardly use for my linocut. And so because I'm using fabric, that will change a little bit for this, but the tools are exactly the same. So if you're interested in seeing what tools I use, check that out. And also the video where I do a tour of my tools, that will be helpful to you as well. I will just say the general method that I use in all of my linocut is that I go around with outlines and then I carve in, I carve out the middle. So the first thing is to go around all of the areas like where the line will stay, and then carve out the middle bits once that's done, and that's the best way to get a nice, accurate, good print. So I've carved the key block, so we're up to the next stage. I did cut my finger while I was carving. Always carve away from your fingers and from yourself. But here we are on to the next stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll on a water-based ink onto this block, and then I'm going to print it on some scrap paper, and then using that print I'm going to transfer it onto the other two blocks so that I'll have the outline of this print in order to carve away what's going to be the colored sections of my final print. So very first things first, I'm going to make the jig that this block is going to sit in when I do my printing, and then we'll do that little transfer juggle. I also need to clean up all my carving mess before I get started. Here is the print that I use to transfer the prints. We can see when I do the final image I'm gonna need to do a bit of masking, but for this that's good, and it's good to know that's the case. I think the print itself looks pretty good. And here are the two blocks transferred onto. So we'll make one of these the green block and one of these the pinky sort of red block. So because I need to let those dry properly, I had hoped to get a little bit further along today, but I think that this project is going to expand into tomorrow, which isn't surprising. I always think I can get a bit more done than I actually can. So what I might do is I might just leave those to dry, and maybe once they dry I'll mark them out. And I need to clean up all this ink that I've got out, and then I might just prep the fabric for doing the printing tomorrow. And so we'll do a quick carve on the green and the pink layer. That shouldn't take me as long because it's not quite so complex to do. And then I can do that printing tomorrow, and hopefully I can do all 3 layers kind of in one go, and then it will be done and dusted, but we'll see. It is the next day. I have a cup of tea in a dinosaur cup. Things are looking up. I carved the other 2 blocks yesterday afternoon. I didn't take any footage because I just wanted to parry it and get it done, and whenever you're filming something you have to spend all this time moving around the camera and making sure you're doing things in frame, and I wanted to do the work, so I got that done. Now I have this bag which is full of inks from past projects, and so I'm gonna try and make this print reusing these inks as much as I can so I get through the stash before it all dries out, and that makes it like it's a more sort of economical and sustainable way to be doing this, which is good. I'm really excited to see how this comes out looking on fabric, and I'm super excited to print all the layers in one day. Normally it takes me like weeks, like I leave a week between each layer. So a project like this would take me literal weeks to see the outcome, and it's like really fun for me to be able to get it all done in a day. Like I want to do it now, I want to see it now. It's hopefully all gonna come off today. Alright, so let's see what I have in this bag. So looks like there's a couple of blacks or darks. That might be a brown. I don't know if that's black. That's black. There's not heaps of it. I might need more than that. That's brown. I don't want brown. I want lighter and more of a candy pink. That's pretty. I'm going to use that one. I let myself have fun with the sketch, and I've done 2 different greens in it. I've got this grey green and I've got this like fresh sort of green. So I'm hoping to hit a kind of middle ground, and I know I have some colours in here that will let me do that. So that's really pretty. I wonder if I lighten that up a bit. Maybe that one. Yeah. That kind of is a slightly grey lightened version. Okay, I think I'm going with that one. So we're going to start with this one, which is the lightest one, and it's going to be the green. I'm using like the worst roller for this bit because I only have 2 rollers that I think are really good. But sometimes we have to make do with what we have. Alright, so let's do the fabric first. Pull that back. Good. Now, I'm not really sure whether I want to be using the felt or not using the felt. I think I'm going to start off not using the felt and then see where that lands me. Oh, she moved. She floated up. Oh, but no, it would have looked good, but it was in the wrong place. So I can't register it. But it made a really good print. So that came out really good, but it needs to be, I need to start again because it was in the wrong place. So I think the best thing to do is put a piece of cardboard on. The reason that I don't want to use the felt is I think it's going to contour into the linocut, or like where it's carved away too much, and so I think a harder surface is going to be better for the fabric. That looks better. Okay, beautiful. What the fuck? Oh my god. Fuck paper. I'm never printing on paper again. This was the easiest printing experience I have ever had. It came out so fucking cute. I can maybe increase the ink a little on the black layer, but like... So I think I'm going to sign off this video here. I would say it was such a success. I am so pleased with the results. I would say it's so easy to print on like a clean fabric like this that I think it's super beginner friendly. So if you're just starting out with learning how to make linocut, learning how to do multiple layers, I really recommend this because it printed so cleanly and so easily, and it's so satisfying to just have the final result happen all in one go, to be able to just like do the whole process all in a single day and have a result. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more printmaking content from me, I put up new videos each week. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.